That's a weird car for the US. Kilometers? What? This is a weird American state. Wait, a mosque? What? So we are actually not in the United States, obviously. We are in Bosnia and Herzegovina, in the Republika Srpska region of Banja Luka, heading towards Kotovaros. I've been in Europe for about 30 days. Did some extravagant things, as you will see here. A Lancia Delta Integrale, legendary rally car. And now we're here for one of the other reasons why I came here. So I was supposed to be here for a wedding for my cousin, but that unfortunately did not go out. So I'm sorry that that didn't go out to my cousin. But another reason I'm here is to start the process of moving here. I came here 2 years ago and absolutely fell in love with the culture, with the views, with the people, with the food, with everything, right? The lifestyle and how everything works here. Not everything, obviously every place has its pros and cons, but instead of looking at me the whole time as I'm speaking about this, I'm gonna have you guys enjoy the nice views of the road to Kotovaros. So the reason we are here as well is we are in the process of moving here, and I have to get a Lična Karta, which is pretty much like an ID, and eventually, after I get that, get a passport, so I can live here permanently. This is something I want to do in the next year. You know, if everything goes well and all that can happen. This is a process that's a little bit different for regular people. It's a lot easier for someone like me that comes from this country, kind of technically, but my parents come from this country. You know, I was born in Switzerland. We're right up there. You go up these stairs in the back. So, look at that. Yanya. Oh, still haven't had yanya. That's lamb. Since I've been here, but burek, shavap, I've been eating a crazy amount. The process of what I'm doing is a little bit different because I'm able to get these documents a lot easier with my background with this country and all that stuff. There's the lamb. Oh, I don't know how long the process is going to take, but I'm going to record as much as I can and kind of record this whole documentation of the move here. So this is going to be like a year-long process. Not a lot of videos coming out from it in the beginning just because nothing's really happening, but once the time comes, it'll be a lot different. There's pros and cons to, you know, moving to Bosnia, you know, with political bullshit that always goes on, and things like that, with the whole tensions and all that. You know, there's pros and cons to everything and everything in life. Today is the first step of taking it, so I'm just gonna leave it here, and we're gonna get to Kotovaros and bring all the documents and go see what we can do. All right, so this is the main center for Kotovaros, like Opština. I don't know how to call it, but that's where the main. It's like the city council, I guess you can say. This is like a new renovated area, but this is for Kotovaros, and pretty much we're gonna use my grandma's address for the whole process of it. But yeah, nice section, as you can see, with the Bosnian flag there and then the Republika Srpska flag, since we are in a different region of Bosnia. It's weird. Bosnia's split up in two, but all right, let's see what happens. Let's see if I can get it. There's Banja Luka. There's my car. It's the second day of trying to get citizenship here. So yesterday it did not work. I don't have Lični broj, which is I guess a social security number, but I might, because we are in, like I said, Republika Srpska, and that's where my mom's from, here in Banja Luka. That's where she was born. So she was born here, And my dad was born in Zenica, so at the time it was all Yugoslavia, it was all the same thing. But now it's Republika Srpska and the Federation of Bosnia. So today, we have to go to Jela, because that's the closest place that's in the Federation, which is about an hour away from Kotovaros, so about an hour and a half from here. And we have to go there so my dad can go see if so we could see if I'm under him in the Federation rather than under my mom in Republika Srpska. Really confusing, really weird, even though it's Bosnia, it's two different entities. The passport's all the same, so it's a little bit weird, but we're gonna have to go over there and hopefully I have that, like that social security number. With the flag and the music, you would think that I'm in Russia or Serbia, but I am not. I am in Bosnia still. We're just in the Republika Srpska in Banja Luka. For my dad, since he was born in Zenica, that is in the Federation of Bosnia. So we had to go to a town about an hour away to figure out the paperwork and get that started. And he wasn't technically in the system. They had to verify him, so we had to call Zenica, a bigger city, so they can get him submitted. So we're waiting for Monday to get that done, and that Monday we should be able to get the Rodni list, which is the your birth certificate, and then with your birth certificate you should be able to pull out your Lična Karta, which is like your ID. They both need to have their ID for me to get my ID. I'm not in the system at all. I think back then you didn't need the Machni broj, which is like the your social security number. I don't think you needed that back then because I was technically in their passport before, but I'm not now. So with all that being said, it's a process, but we should be able to get it all figured out. But yeah, in the Federation, it's a little bit more complicated. For my mom, it was super simple here in Republika Srpska. But yeah, wedding, Banja Luka. Updates on Monday, I guess. For you, that's right now. All right, beautiful morning in Banja Luka. It's Monday. I'm gonna go pick up my dad so we can go to Jela. Yeah, we're gonna go to Jela because that's where we need to go for things in the Federation. The paperwork should be done where he's verified. We're a step closer, but I'll see you in Jela and we'll go from there. Third time's a charm. We're in Jela, and you can see the Bosnian flag. There's no Republika Srpska flags in the Federation. We have to come here because of my where my dad was born in Zenica, so we have to do stuff in the Federation. It's about an hour drive. It's the third time we're here. He wasn't in the system, so they had to enable him in the system. It's been kind of a pain in the ass, but we're here, and third time's a charm. They said he's in the system, so now we're gonna get his stuff. That way we can get my stuff all up and ready. But let's go. She is dirty, but we bottomed out 40 times probably. It was rough, but so we just drove 2 hours for nothing. The car made it. That was some rough roads. All right, so we're in Zenica. This is where my dad is from, and this is where we have to go so they can say that I'm not in the system here and there, and then he had to get paperwork for himself while we were here, so it's kind of a 2-in-1. But it's an old town, old steel town. But it's definitely hot. That's why I'm so sweaty. And we're wearing pants because in Republika Srpska, when you go to these places, they require like pants. Not always, but it's like a thing that they require pants and stuff. Here it doesn't matter. So we're like dying of heat. It's about like 89 degrees, super humid. But anyways, I got all my paperwork done. It's all over. So I am good, kind of, not fully, but I'm as good as I can be to now get my documentation, because I couldn't get my documentation because they don't have their documentation, and then we didn't know if I was already in the system here in the Federation of Bosnia, or if I was in the system in Republika Srpska, because Bosnia, even though it's one country, it's split into 2 entities. Mine's all done. Now I'm just waiting for his, and I have to go put more money in my parking because we don't want to get a ticket. This is the journey we've had so far. This car has been through hell and back for this whole thing. So I'm currently not in Bosnia right now. I'm currently in Croatia. Couldn't make an update video because everything was just last second, rushing everything and getting everything done, but I am not officially a citizen of Bosnia yet. If we had like 2 more days, I probably would have been, but we literally ran out of time. Everything is pretty much set in stone, but when I go next time to Bosnia, that's when I fill in the rest of the paperwork, and I will be an official citizen of Bosnia and Herzegovina, but not now, but soon enough.